Hello, everyone, and welcome to the next update for the BLB Draft Off 2023 season. I'm so excited to be here with my fellow competitors today. I am Tanner Dykstra. I'm a competitor here, and I'll be hosting this draft update. I'm here with Tucker Hazel, Abram Buhner, and Timo Nelson. We'll be recapping
Abram's
our
ashamed.
draft.
Look at him. We haven't even started.
I'll be recapping our draft teams here in just a moment. But before we get started, I want to remind you to like this video, comment down below on some prompt that we'll probably ask you to do in this stupid video. Anyway, we have a Discord server. That link is in the description. There you can talk about all sorts of movie draft stuff, movies, video games, anything that you damn well please. Talk about that in the Discord, link in the description. So, am I
Are we
forgetting
cursing
anything?
now? Is that a thing we do?
We do descriptions now. That's a little inside baseball between Tucker and I. But anyway, thank you so much, fellas, for joining me here on another draft update. A post July. We're winding down the summer here, the summer movie season. We are post Barbenheimer.
Oh yeah,
kind of, sort of.
Big month for movies. If you care
well,
about
big
that sort
2
of thing.
months.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
There were ups, there were downs, and we're here to recap all of it and see how it impacted the standing, the scores of our teams. Those teams being, I would like to start with Abram's Silly Cinematic Gooses, which is comprised of Dune Part 2, Wonka, Air, what was previously titled How Do You Live, but is now The Boy and the Heron. Got a little title change there. Aquaman and the Lost Kingdom, Saltburn, and Indiana Jones and the Dial of Destiny. That was a drop in a pickup that
Hot
happened.
swap, if you will.
Hot swap, if you will, that happened last week.
We're gonna be getting into that.
Last 2 months ago, not week.
Not last week, thank you, yeah. That Abram dropped Rebel Moon and replaced it with Indiana Jones and the Dial of
He's
Destiny.
looking for something. Look, he's doing a bit.
No, sorry, I'm just looking for a belt to hang myself with.
Oh, I see. Well, we'll get in. Hey, Abram, you know what? The scores are a mystery, man. You never know what's gonna happen here. Okay. Then
You never know. Even from the very beginning, there was no way to tell whose team was the weakest.
Yeah, there was no way to tell.
Tanner,
Yes.
are you revealing point values yet?
Oh, you know what? Sure. Since I would have just had the team up on screen. I will reveal the point value for Abram Buhner.
Point total.
Which
As it
is
stands,
86.7. All
Ooh,
right.
that's not bad.
Which out of context is a big number.
That's a solid number.
Do we remember what it was at last time?
I can, I can do some research. Or if someone else wants to pull up the old video.
Yeah, I'll do that.
I personally don't remember. I'm sorry. I mean, I'm all over the place because I want to break down the movies that we each have and new scores and stuff. In the bunch
But
of
I
the
just think
video.
it'd be fun to track it, just
Yeah.
to show how what's changed.
Of course. Thank you. Tucker, if you want to pull that up, I'd be greatly appreciative of that.
Oh, yeah.
I'm
Okay.
thinking, my research tells me with the Google Sheets document history that Abram had
Oh.
39 points as of last
There
time.
you go.
As of
Thank
the-
you.
It's
at
more
the-
than a 100% increase.
Wowie zowie. Okay. Now we'll get into how we feel about all our teams after we've done the breakdown here. But I'm gonna roll into my team, Team Blasted Contraption.
Oh yeah.
Team Blasted.
I've been thinking about that name like weekly.
Yeah, well, I'm glad to hear it. Which is comprised of Killers of the Flower Moon, Mission Impossible: Dead Reckoning Part 1, Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3, The Flash, The Hunger Games: The Ballad of Songbirds and Snakes, The Color Purple, and Five Nights at Freddy's, which was another hot swap that happened last time. I dropped Blue Beetle and picked up Five Nights at Freddy's.
It's a good choice.
Good. I saw the
Um,
trailer for that Blue Beetle. Yeah, you made the right idea.
And just to give a point recap here, that means that I am at a current standing of 165.2 points.
That is also over a 100% increase because as of the last video, you were at 69.6 points.
Nice.
The only
Wow.
thing I just want to say about Blue Beetle is that to a regular person, a $15 million opening is nothing to sneeze at.
Yes.
That's true. That's more money than I have.
True.
A little bit.
True.
Just a bit.
And now we have a little bit of something to compare Abram's score to.
Yeah.
Yes, we do.
So
we do.
it's starting to become a little clearer, maybe, what the belt was about earlier.
All right. Tucker's team, Money, 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 if you recall, is comprised of the Super Mario Brothers movie, aptly named with the box office turnout of that film, and even more aptly named with the box office presumed turnout of his second pick, Barbie.
I thought you were saying that Super Mario Bros. Was aptly named. I'm like, yeah.
It's about the movie.
It was about Mario, yeah.
Anyway,
They
so
didn't
Super
lie.
Mario Bros. Movie, Barbie, Fast X, The Little Mermaid, The Exorcist, Believer, Poor Things, and Wish.
Oh, yeah.
And actually, Tucker, since you have it pulled up, do you have the point total you were at last time, and then I'll contrast it with what you're at now.
Last day contrasting.
Yes.
Team Money, Money, Money was at 182.7 points.
All right, and right
182.
now we are at 273.9.
Didn't double your points. Fuck you.
No, I didn't. I'm the first person to not get 100% increase. No.
Tucker's basically done for. I think he's cooked essentially.
Essentially.
And with Timo's Team O,
It's an exclamation
have-
point this week. Team O!
yeah, Team O, we have Oppenheimer, Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse, Asteroid City, Transformers: Rise of the Beasts, Elemental, Evil Dead Rise, and Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles: Mutant Mayhem. That was a hot swap from last time where Timo dropped Indiana Jones in the Dial of Destiny and picked up TMNT. So,
Yeah.
Tucker,
Big
hit you-
couple months for our boy Timo here.
It was. Tucker, hit me with that last time total for Team O.
Team O, as of, let me get the date of this, June 4th. So yeah, we're coming up on 2 months here.
Yeah.
Was at 52 points with only
right.
one movie released, Evil Dead Rise, at that point in time.
And now with 6 out of 7 movies released and only days away from 7 out of 7 movies released, Team O is at 302.2.
Whoa, we went an increasing number
That's
there.
6 times.
Yeah, something like
Yeah.
that.
Oh, like 600% increase.
Yeah.
Holy
Yeah.
shit.
And yes, so there you go. It reverse order. That was just reverse order the standing here. It is Timo, Tucker, me, and Abram in the standings right now.
Yeah.
Sounds good to me.
Okay. Now, I did do I did want to just address some changes that were made on the document that all you fellas are looking at right now. As Timo did question during the pre-roll here, the ones highlighted in green are done gathering points as of now. That
Right.
means that I am locking in their Rotten Tomatoes score and their Letterboxd score. And they are on VOD, video on demand now largely. And until award season rolls around, these are hard set points. So,
Okay.
just in a quick. Actually, no. We'll do it in a movie by movie breakdown when we talk about our teams. I'll say the points, and the audience would have seen them on screen already when I flashed it up. So, okay. Where do we want to go now? Should we just go with the big Timo month with all of our June and July movies that came out?
Let's cover most movies there.
When's the gut check happen, Tanner? Does the gut
What's
check
that?
happen down the line? Because I feel like I got some
Let's do
opening
a gut-
remarks to make
You're
about my
right.
teams.
Let's do a gut check right now after we just
Mhm.
recapped our teams.
Yeah. Abram, remark on your opening.
How's that gut feeling, buddy? You need some antibiotics there?
Yeah.
An
I
antacid
some
tablet.
Pepto-Bismol?
Mm-hmm.
Get the Pepto-Bismol. He's about to do a gut check.
So my sister made me. Let me speak in an analogy for a moment.
Okay.
My sister made me an F1 fan. I'm wearing an F1 shirt right now. Now, whenever I watch F1, I always think to myself, man, there's 20 racers on this track, right? But the ones in like 15th to 20th place, like who gives a fuck about them? Why are they even there? They're doing so badly, what's the point? But when you really think about it, F1 is only as exciting as it is because there are so many racers on the grid.
Sure. Yeah.
And here's the thing about some of those teams. Sometimes all it takes for those teams at the back of the grid to move up, as McLaren has been doing recently, is a little tweak to the engine. Little upgrade to the car, right?
Okay. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So here's how I'm feeling right now about Abrams' cinematic silly gooses. I'm at the back of the grid.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
The other cars are just so much faster than mine. I can't. It's fucked.
Abram, the next one in front of you, the blasted contraption in front of you, it has twice as many points as you do.
Right. But here's the thing. All I need is that engine. I gotta tune up the engine.
Yeah.
I tune up the engine and I'm racing faster.
Yeah.
So I'm
What if you mess
feeling
up the
optimistic.
engine though? Like, there's always that option.
There's always a chance that maybe my
Because
only.
clearly you're not great at picking cars or engines or racers.
I mean, to extend the
I
metaphor.
don't trust your engineering ability here, buddy.
Uh-huh.
To extend the metaphor forward, there's a chance that the engine that I have ordered down the line in November that looks really promising might just not arrive.
Yeah, well,
be
yes.
delayed until sometime between August and September of 2024.
You're,
So we'll
talking
see.
about Dune Part 2.
Yeah,
we'll get there.
to it. But yeah, I'm not feeling great.
just general statement, not feeling great.
Not feeling
Okay.
great. Not feeling
Yeah.
too good about the team. But there's always room for improvement.
Yeah.
Well, I, on the
Carter,
other hand, am
Go
feeling
for it, Timo. What's the gut
excellent.
check?
I feel great. I think some of my movies performed well, but I do worry that my gas tank, to keep Abram's car metaphor going forward, is running low, and that I only have one more movie to gain points. I need to.
True.
I got to pick up some more films for the rest of the year because I did load up on the summer movies. My team is very summer movie oriented, so I am reaching towards the end of my available points with the movies I have right now. So I feel like I need to pick up some real winners in the awards season. I got some box office picks from the summer, but awards, in my mind, and this is my strategy, are going to carry me through the remainder of the year.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Tucker, what's your gut check?
Oh, I'm feeling good about it.
Yeah.
I do look back and realize that a couple of my choices were a little bit middling. But you know, what's a couple middling when you maybe have the two strongest movies possibly of the year?
Yes.
So I'm okay that there's a couple mildly weak links. Like they're not like falling apart, but like it could be better. But Team Money is would anyone disagree? Aptly named here.
I would not disagree.
Yeah,
I would not disagree at all.
I would agree, perchance.
Wow. Ooh. Bold claim there, buddy.
Yeah.
Tanner,
yeah.
how you feeling?
I could be feeling better. I think I could be feeling better.
I think there's one very specific reason why you might hope that you had felt better.
Yeah. There's a thorn in my side called the Flash that that hurt me. You know, it was a bit of a gamble when I drafted it, and as many gambles often do, did not pay off. Did not pay off.
Well, I heard
on the
a
Flash.
statistic that 99% of gamblers stop right before they hit it big.
That's true.
So I really feel like as soon as the next set of pickups goes, you need to add Aquaman.
Well, Amber already has Aquaman. Are you saying?
my
Tucker,
bad.
Ticket item.
Are you saying that I should have kept Blue Beetle? Because that's the next.
Yeah.
That's the
Well, I
the
think you
1%
should just
that'll push
somehow
me
also
over.
add Aquaman. I don't know.
Okay, we'll figure it out.
You
Well,
can have it. I'll take something from you.
well, here's the thing: is that you know, I was maybe gonna save this towards the end of the episode, this little reveal. And actually, no, I will. This is a little bit of sizzle.
Is this a reveal for all of us?
Yeah,
do we
this
not
is
know
a
what you're
reveal
talking
for
about?
all of you as well.
Not for me.
Yeah, oh, that's
Not for
true.
me.
I did mention it to
I know.
Abram. Yeah. But no,
You gotta
I'm
explain
instituting some of the shake up the
You're
draft
like
off.
Yuji Naka. You're doing insider trading.
Exactly, I am. Exactly, I am. Not too far off, Tucker. I'll just say that. Not too far off. Okay. Now should we just break down the new additions here, the new movies on the lineup?
Yes.
There's a lot
Okay.
of them
Yeah.
there.
All right. So last time that we did this, it was beginning of June. We are only 1 month removed from The Little Mermaid,
No,
or 1
1
week
week.
rather. Excuse
Yeah.
me. I'm getting all these things mixed up in my head. My apologies. So, The Little Mermaid is locked in now at 50 points. And just to wind back the clock a little bit further, Fast X is locked in at 46.1, and Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3 is locked in at 79.6. So now let's
And this
get
is of
into-
course locked in until award season when Fast X will start picking up a lot of
exactly, precisely.
points.
So let's just go forward from where we left off last time, and we actually do have a couple that are locked in already. Starting with Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse, a member of Team O.
Yeah.
And that movie has done quite well. It's in the upper echelon of point earners across the entire league here right now.
I actually think it's at place number 2 behind Mario movie.
Yeah. All right, so I'll hit you with some numbers here. Just these are all the things that contribute to Across the Spider-Verse, or any movie for that matter, getting points. These include Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse had a budget of $100 million. Domestically, it has made $377.7 million. Worldwide, $678. So it has tripled its budget. So it's got all of those
it was
points.
very close to the $1 billion. That's like 900 million, but not not 1,000 million.
Worldwide is the international and domestic total.
Okay. So it's a 600 million worldwide.
Yes. So it has triple its budget. It has that century mark domestic already. It had a whopping 3 weeks at number 1, which is something that not a lot of movies this summer can have.
It's hot movie summer.
I think Mario and Spider-Verse are the only ones who are going to do even close to that.
Yeah.
Well, obviously they both already did that, but like,
what about
I don't
Barbie?
think anything for the year.
Barbie will have.
Yeah, no, it might. Yeah, no, it probably will.
Barbie will be number 1 again this week, and probably maybe
next
even.
week, yeah.
Probably next
It'll
week.
be Turtles.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, actually,
Sadly.
Turtles will probably be.
Maybe
we'll see. We'll see. Anyway, 3 weeks at number 1, it had a 54% drop, so right on the edge there, but did get those points as well.
Oof.
Yes.
On Rotten Tomatoes,
That's real close. You're kind of close there.
Yeah. On Rotten Tomatoes, it has a 96 from critics, a 94 from the audience, and a 4.5 on Letterboxd.
Yeah.
So
right all around. I believe in the top 10 all time for Letterboxd at the moment.
yeah, number 7 last time I checked.
Because they fixed their scoring system or
Yes.
whatever.
Well, it was number 1, so they did knock it down. They did knock it down. Timo, how do you feel about this draft of Across the Spider-Verse?
Pure genius from me. I was really smart for picking this film. I knew it would do well. I knew it would be good. I knew a bajillion people would go see it. And those things came to pass, and I got a lot of points out of it. I went and saw it in the theater. I paid my $12.50 for price of admission. Helped the film out. I don't think I saw it during the opening weekend, but I thought it was very good, very enjoyable, kind of the right. Well, I actually thought it was really beautiful. I thought it was animated in such a way that was like totally unlike things that we've seen before, and pushed.
That's the crunch factor.
Mm-hmm. It pushed
that crunch factor.
It pushed the animation that that Sony Animation is trying.
There's
That
something
was.
about it.
They have leapfrogged what they did before with
Yeah.
the first movie, and I'm very excited to see the next one. I'm a little bummed about the cliffhangery nature. I wish it would have kind of wrapped it up a bit more, but that people didn't know that because they changed the title, and so everybody went and saw it nonetheless.
Yeah. And speaking of things maybe getting some more points in award season, Timo, you're certainly looking at an animated feature nomination, potentially probably even a win. Some people are saying a Best Picture nomination for this thing.
No chance.
I don't know.
Marvel fans they live in an interesting world.
They're a little deluded for that one. It's a sequel. I think that what it has to say isn't quite up there with what we would expect from a Best Picture. But I certainly agree in animation. It will get nominated. It might even win. We'll see.
Yes. Well, you have to duke it out with Abrams, The Boy and the Heron for that, probably.
And Mario.
That's going to be hard. And
Mario's not going to get nominated.
I can give it to Mario.
Well, I know you would.
And the Oscar goes to...
Oh, let's go. Illumination's first Oscar win.
Dolby Theater, here we come. All right.
What's next?
Another movie on Team O is Transformers: Rise of the Beasts. So, again, I'll break this down for you here. On a budget of $200 million, it made $156.6 million domestically, so it did pass that century mark. $428 worldwide, so did double its budget, but not much else past that. Had 0 weeks at number 1 at the box office.
0 weeks.
Yeah.
What did it come out after again?
Spider-Verse. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Week after.
So
you cannibalize yourself there a little bit, but also it doesn't matter.
Yeah,
you're getting some more points regardless.
Yes. Had a second week drop of 66.1, so does not get points there. Critically, on Rotten Tomatoes, it has a 52%. From the audience, it actually has a 91%.
Yo, let's go.
and a 2.8 on Letterboxd.
Oh, like,
Yeah.
one of those is really good.
Yeah.
It's very interesting.
So I'm not so genius for picking this one.
Sure.
I think it's kind of underperforming. It's actually 0.2 points below The Flash. Sorry to spoil it. But
Oh wow.
it's below The Flash points wise.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I don't have much to say. I didn't want to really feel like going and seeing this one or spending my money on it.
Shouldn't have. I'm
And
glad you didn't.
apparently
I liked it.
most people agreed with me. Well,
Mhm.
Abrams part of the crew voting 91% on Rotten Tomatoes.
Yeah.
I
We're
I
part of
don't
that-
have much
Tanner
more to
and I
say
are
about it.
part of
than
that coveted 9%.
We are part of that 9%, aren't we? Oh, or maybe we're part of the what would that be? 48%, since we are, bona fide movie critics. Not Rotten Tomatoes certified, but
No, we are. Look for us.
yeah, just look for us on there.
Yeah,
Just keep
you gotta
looking. If you
look
don't see
real
us, keep
hard.
looking.
Real
You
hard.
actually do to find us on Rotten Tomatoes. You actually have to make another YouTube account and subscribe to us again, and then you'll see us pop up on Rotten Tomatoes.
Yeah, and
If
every
it-
person has
It'll
to do
just
that.
If
go
it
to the
doesn't-
top. It'll just go to the
if-
top of the list.
If it doesn't work that time, just rinse and repeat, I think.
We publish BLB publishes its reviews to Rotten Tomatoes under the name of New York Times.
Yes, to just look for
You know,
that, and that's
It's a pen
us.
name.
Yeah. We don't want to give ourselves away.
Now, actually, the interesting thing about Rise of the Beast is it made a reasonable amount of points, but
Yeah.
all of this does technically not paint the full picture. Is that it did more than double its budget
Yeah.
worldwide. It has
Mhm.
430, about 430 worldwide. So that's fine. It's good. It made
Yeah,
Paramount money.
It might seem a little bit dire compared to Spider-Verse, but as we've come to find out, as we've expanded the selection of movies here and have been starting to cement some points down,
Yeah.
in that like 30 to 50 range is like solid points.
Yeah.
Actually, that's like
Yeah.
that's like your base. 30 is going to be like your base level. Even if you have a bad pick,
was
you're
a
going to
good
make about
choice.
you can make about 30 points.
Mhm. Here's the thing, though.
yeah.
It's taken up a slot, whereas
That's true.
Other people have Dune Part 2 taken up a slot that has yet to get any points. That is
Yeah.
is arguably a far more valuable film to have on your team.
Yeah.
But
So-
also that wasn't your round one pick.
No, it was quite down the list. So
It was
You-
number 5 for you, actually.
we make do. We make do.
Yeah.
We make
Tanner,
do
can
indeed.
you just remind me of that Rise of the Beast box office again?
Worldwide 428.
Okay, yeah, so it made a little bit less than Bumblebee as well. Just
Yeah,
for
there you go.
people who are curious, Bumblebee did 468, it would appear.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Alrighty.
And it also is the first victim of what we're going to be talking about a lot here, which is credit movie season here, buddies.
Yes.
Credit movie season here. Us Hollywood studio executives releasing your big movies back to back means that none of them can make giant money, except for I have very scant handful.
Yes. And another victim of that is, if you can believe it, another entry on Team O,
Mhm.
Elemental. I'm
Yep.
just going in order of release here. Quick rundown here. $200 million budget, $142 million domestic. So good job on getting the century mark there. 363 worldwide. No weeks at number 1. Only a 37% drop in its second weekend, though. So good
Mhm.
stuff there.
Yeah.
It's had some like legendary holds, like
Yeah,
like
exactly.
9% drops. It's like what the fuck? Huh?
Uh-huh. Yeah.
This can happen?
Yes. Just because of a limited family movie, kids movie appetite.
Offerings. There's not very many
offerings, yeah.
else to
Say.
if you're trying to watch an animated kids movie. It's kind of the only
Mhm.
one right now.
Right.
I mean, the thing about it though is like they fucked themselves with Khan. The same with Indy to a lesser degree,
Yeah.
but it wasn't at all sort of emblematic of what Elemental ended up doing. I mean, Elemental's not a massive success, but it's nowhere near a failure either. I mean,
Yeah.
it looked like it might be.
Yes,
Yeah.
I was
But
in
He
the
was- yeah,
leading up to it.
it
I
was going to be pretty dire.
Yeah.
We even said in the last video that Timo, if you were going to drop either Elemental or Indiana Jones, you should have dropped Elemental.
Mm.
And I wish you dropped Elemental so I could have taken that for Indiana Jones.
Uh-huh.
Well, we'll see.
And I think the really saving grace of Elemental and why obviously I like the movie quite a bit. It is one of my favorite movies. It's my favorite movie of the year, one of my favorite Pixar movies. But the real like numerical saving grace of it is that it is Disney's highest grossing animated film post pandemic. So like it's still technically on the up and up, even if it's not actually making a huge amount of money. It is yet to double that production budget, which was $200 million.
Yes.
See, when I hear Spider-Verse was $100 million, it just is like that goes to contributing
Pixar, what are you
to
doing?
that movie's success. Yeah, like I mean, I think they overworked the animators on both of these projects, but
you don't have to speculate about that. Actually.
Yeah.
But yeah, if this budget had been, in that $100 million ballpark, it would have tripled its budget, and you would have gotten another. Hang on, let me check what the point total is for tripling your budget. But it would have paid off to the tune of another 10 points for you.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
And also money for Disney.
Yeah, we should
Yes.
say that Elemental
Less
has
importantly.
40.6 points.
Yes.
Yeah.
40.6 points for Elemental. And I think I neglected to say that for the other two, so my apologies. 38.4 for Transformers and 89 for Spider-Man. So, alrighty.
All contributing to my leading
First
total.
place score. Yeah.
Yes.
True.
Alrighty. Now we're gonna take a break from praising Team O and not exactly praise Team Blasted Contraption with the Flash.
You picked a contraption of a movie for sure.
This movie is the titular Blasted Contraption, if I'm going to be quite frank.
Yeah, Warner Brothers, perhaps as a whole, is a blasted contraption.
I would agree.
A blasted corporation, in fact.
I mean, it's, at some point since we recorded, that contraption broke down. It caught on fire.
Yeah, it did. It literally caught on fire. Okay. The Flash cost $200 million.
Points. How many points?
Oh, excuse me. I'll recap the points here. So far, well, actually, no. In total, in case we get any award nominations, the Flash has 38.6 points, which is pretty close to that base level. Pretty close to that base level. Okay.
Actually, maybe we should bump the bar of what was an acceptable choice then, because if the Flash was a good choice, that's not accurate.
Yeah, I think you're probably gonna want at least 40 for it to be a good choice.
Sure, yeah, let's call it that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Elemental 0.6 over.
Yeah.
Phew.
Okay. What was I looking at here? Oh, the breakdown here. Okay. Budget $200 million. Domestic $100 million. 107 to be exact.
Shit.
Worldwide 268. So it's only made its budget back. Had 1 week at number 1. So big ups. A legendary drop, but the other end of legendary, infamous mayhaps, at 72.5 in its second weekend. On Rotten Tomatoes, it has a 64% from critics and 83% from the audience, and Letterboxd has it at a 2.8 average.
Oh man,
This is a bad call. This is a really, really bad call. I kept just fretting, and as I saw that total quite slowly tick up to the point where I was like, it's slowing down immediately.
Yeah.
I was like, I should have dropped the Flash instead of Blue Beetle. I probably, right?
No,
like, don't
probably
think
not,
so.
no.
I think
No.
Blue Beetle is going to perform worse because at least Flash has notoriety. Nobody knows nothing about the Blue Beetle, and they don't
Blue
care.
Beetle budget.
Yeah, look up the Blue Beetle budget for me a second.
120 million, Tanner.
I wouldn't.
Yeah, it's not making that back.
No, it might not even make. Yeah, right. It might not make that back, which at least the Flash did.
Yeah, true. It did make its budget back.
It made its alleged budget back.
Yes.
Sure.
You think you think the Flash cost more than 268?
Absolutely.
Yeah. Okay.
All in.
Right. All in. All told.
Tanner, you gotta cut yourself a little bit of slack.
Okay.
Because things were looking a lot better for the Flash when you drafted
Absolutely.
it.
Too much.
People were
Absolutely.
saying the movie was the best superhero movie since The Dark Knight.
Uh-huh.
That's
the
reason
thing.
to believe.
People.
That was why
People.
I was
Yeah, they weren't people.
Humans.
that's why I was concerned. It was really like a 50-50 shot, I think,
Yeah.
because
Yeah.
my personal instinct was gonna be a bad movie. The consensus of the people was that at that point, good movie, actually, surefire bet from Warner Brothers. And
Do you want to read through the
side.
scores that it's got? I don't think you went through those, like Letterboxd and Rotten Tomatoes and all
Oh
that.
no, yeah,
Yeah,
I
he
did
did,
say that,
he
but
did,
I'll,
yeah.
I'll recap it. 64
Twos
critics,
and 60s.
64% from critics, 83 from audience, and 2.8 on Letterboxd.
Well, see, the thing is, really only the Letterboxd is like exceptionally low there.
Yeah.
That's a great audience score.
Yeah,
And
it
that's
is.
not good but totally fine critic score.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah. I don't
So
know.
it was really not the ratings where The Flash exceptionally failed. It was really everywhere else.
Yeah.
Al-
I should have left it by the wayside and let one of you idiots pick it up.
I wasn't
You know
gonna
what?
pick that movie. I was
I
convinced
might
it
have.
was
So
gonna
I'm
be.
Yeah,
glad
exactly.
you have it.
Yeah.
It was a very high consideration for me because I'm
You guys have
not proud to admit it, but I
deluded
was
if you
in
thought
the
this was
camp.
gonna be good.
I liked it. That's a great movie. But I was in the camp of this could be a $1 billion movie, and I don't know if I said it at any point, so maybe it's not a good thing that I admitted it now.
Yeah.
But I would have picked it if it had not been picked.
Yeah.
So
Well, it was
things
picked
played
by
out in a different favor here.
it was picked by Mead, and I'm saddened about it. Okay.
But
Asteroid
really, when
City.
you just think about it, a tale of two different stories there. Elemental and The Flash releasing on the same day, and
Yeah.
The Flash being probably one of the biggest bombs in box office history, but also
Yep.
Elemental seeming to be that at the
Yes.
beginning. Lowest opening for Pixar,
Mhm.
lowest ratings for Pixar across the board. But then Elemental had legendarily small drops and
Yeah.
got critical praise across the board
Mhm.
after it released. And then The Flash like left theaters after like maybe 3 weeks.
It was
Which
bad.
is legendarily short.
Yeah, worth noting that Elemental is not hitting VOD until mid-August,
Yeah.
and the
Mhm.
Flash
It's still in
hit.
theaters.
Yeah, the
Elemental's still in
Flash hit
theaters.
VOD a week ago, 2 weeks ago.
July
Whoa.
18th, it hit
That's what it
VOD
was. Yeah.
for $25.
Oh, and the metaverse. It hit the metaverse as
The
well. The
blockchain.
blockchain.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's
It's on
right.
the blockchain. It's the first
Now,
movie on the
how many
blockchain.
points do we get for a movie making blockchain money?
I think you lose points.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I think you lose
There
points for
there
that.
maybe should be a blockchain deficit.
Penalty.
Yeah.
If you
Okay.
trust a studio that invests in blockchain, you deserve to lose points.
Okay, Asteroid City. We're moving on. I don't need to get ragged on anymore here. Asteroid City. Oh shoot! I didn't write down the stuff for Asteroid City. Silly me, goofy me. I think.
Wait,
Uh-oh.
what? No, you didn't.
Oh no, I got it.
Point?
It's all good.
Okay.
All good. On a budget of
It has
just a nice. Oh yes.
33.6 points. So the lowest point total
Yeah.
said today.
Yeah.
Though
yeah.
not at fault of its own, really at fault of the studio, I think, for pumping this thing onto VOD way too quickly. I think this
Yeah,
thing
really
would
fast.
have continued to make money had they left it in theaters, but they didn't for some reason. But in theaters, it made $46 million worldwide, so it made its budget back. It would have doubled its budget just for a week more. It would have doubled it very
Yeah.
easily.
Bizarre.
Yeah, on it because it had a budget of $25 million to be clear.
And how much is doubling worth? Is that 5 points?
Doubling is worth. Gives me one moment here. Double is 8 points.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you would have been over that 40 or close to
Yeah,
that 40.
you would
Yeah,
have been over
somewhere
40.
around 40.
Yeah. Okay. Well, Timo, if it's any consolation, it would have been a good pick if things helped differently.
Uh-huh.
That
No,
also is
I-
one of
I-
your only picks here that has actual potential for nominations in different bodies at the end of the year.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it has potential for nominations. I'm not really like super.
Don't bank on it. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not banking on it. I picked
Mhm.
this movie because I like Wes Anderson, and I just wanted to pick this movie to be on my team.
Yeah. No,
Um,
totally fair. And it was a good
so-
movie. Very good movie.
I enjoyed it. I went and saw it pretty late in theaters, but it was a good time, and I think that Wes Anderson should keep churning out $25 million movies because that they make money even if they don't
Mhm.
double their budget. They still make some change, and at least he can get the Alamo draft houses across the nation completely decked out in
Oh, absolutely.
decor
Yes.
for whichever new movie he's got, and he's got another
Yeah.
one coming out later this year too. So
Yeah.
Oh,
and
short
what's
film.
it- Yeah, it's a short film on Netflix.
I'll be
Yes.
enjoying that. No box office for that one though.
And I won't recap all the numbers. I won't bore you with all of them here, but it had a less than a 55% drop, so you got points there. Weirdly low audience score on this thing, 62% from the
Hmm.
audience on Rotten Tomatoes.
Kinda like Flash critic area.
Yeah, it is like Flash critic area, isn't it? All right. Now let's pop over into. Oh no, sorry, I almost skipped Indiana Jones. we have to go to
Finish out June, buddy.
finish out June with Indiana Jones with a total of 47.7 points. So, all things told, not bad.
No.
I don't think.
Totally serviceable.
Really not that bad.
Spiritually bad.
Spiritually bad.
Half of my team's points.
Yes, that's fair.
Oh, shit, holy shit.
On a budget of $300 million, it made its
Doesn't look
budget
good.
back. It made its budget back at 341 worldwide. Again, did hit the century mark domestically as well. 1 week at number 1, so that's probably what pushed you over that 40 point mark. And really, the key difference between like you and Asteroid City is that 1 week at number 1. That really helps. Again, just under the wire for second weekend drop at 54.6% drop.
Wow.
Yeah.
69
69 from
lucky points there.
yeah, 69 from critics, 88 from audiences, and a flat 3 on Letterboxd. So
Great.
decently well liked from critics and audiences as well, which also helped you out.
Look, I mean, it was just poorly budgeted. And
Yeah.
as people are even saying, and I think these arguments are a little bit skewed, just sort of discounting time and context. But like, this is the biggest opening for an Indiana Jones film. It made a lot of money first weekend, but these films are budgeted, and this is a different conversation, but budgeted in a way where a very sizable amount of money is not good enough.
Yeah, it's also the danger of drafting 2 months ago when we had no idea what the budget for this movie was.
Right,
It had
and
not been reported.
I was also pretty wrong about the idea of there being like a major post-con resurgence. Frankly, the way that Elemental had. Now there
Right.
was a little bit of a boost, but it ended up not
Yeah,
being
a little
anywhere
bit,
near as significant as I expected it was going to be. It became fresh. It was rotten for a long time. So that flipped. But I just think it was a dud. I mean, I didn't like the movie very much. I didn't like the movie almost at all.
Yeah. And
so-
famously, in that second week, we talked about the drop, but was beaten by Insidious in its second week.
Yeah.
Tanner, let's not talk about movies getting beaten by something of low repute in their second week.
Okay, let's not.
Because we're gonna have to. I just think...
Yeah. Sorry.
We'll
glass houses throwing stones, things of that nature. Sorry.
glass houses. We'll get to it. But yeah,
Couple
it's
of glass
just
stones in a house. I don't know how it goes.
it's a bummer. It's a better recovery than I thought. Frankly, I didn't realize I even got this many points off of Indiana Jones. But the trouble is that I don't think it's getting anything now. I think we're done. We are donezo.
The thing is that you got nearly 50 points off of it, but you should have gotten more. Is really the loss there. Yeah. All right. Let's take a peer into my glass house, shall we? Let's take a peer into.
I'm gonna get some Windex, a rag.
Yeah.
And we're gonna wipe off all the crusty dust that's on there from the.
Look at those glasses.
Whoa. What the heck?
My world is very red right now.
Like
oh
Rocket
wow. Man. Okay. Mission Impossible: Dead Reckoning Part 1. Let me preface this.
Wait.
It seemed.
How many points are you at?
I was gonna preface the point total as well.
Let him preface
my
it.
bad.
He's got
Sorry,
his
sorry.
spiel. Let him speak. Let him spiel it.
I felt some weak links in my chain when I drafted. Okay, I know that I started to know that the theater was shaky for movies. I felt like I was doing the best with what I could. But if there was one that I was sure about, that was gonna be a success. It was gonna make me a lot of points, 70, 80 points maybe. It was Mission Impossible: Dead Reckoning Part 1. And where are we? Where are we, folks? We're at 47 points for Mission Impossible: Dead Reckoning Part 1.
Dial of Destiny territory.
That's Dial of Destiny territory. Mostly because, and I didn't know this, $290 million.
Oh, really? For the budget?
Yes.
Sheesh.
Holy shit.
Yeah.
Oh, that's right. We talked about this because it was like back to back 2 of the most expensive movies ever made.
Yeah.
Really. And also coming off the heels of Fast X, which was another one of those.
Yeah.
I do think, just if I can make a small sidebar on the budget point, specifically in the case of this film, they were shut down because of COVID. I feel like some of the Twitter dunkers about we need to make cheaper movies are not considering how much this budget was definitely ballooned by how fucking long and how many times they had to restart and refilm things.
Also unclear if this partially includes the Part 2 budget, if they were filming some things for that already. Yeah. I don't know. But
The only way we'll really be able to tell is when the budget for 2 comes out, and if
Yes.
it's significantly lower, we'll be like, wait a second.
Yeah,
Not
The
that
budget
bad.
for 2 is 45 million. We'll
Hollywood
know.
accounting.
well, 45 million micro budget. Okay.
Then whoever picks part 2 is gonna get so many fucking points just by an awkward technicality.
Yeah. Worldwide, Dead Reckoning Part 1 has made $383.5 million.
That's
So it's
that's
made-
now
it's-
testing territory.
It's made its budget back. It likely will not double it. It had a week at number 1, and really
What do you-
bad. I want to
Cool.
find the Paramount date picker guy. I want to find this guy. Nearly 65% drop in its second week.
Oh,
Wow.
no.
We
That's a
shouldn't be
lot.
looking at this for this well regarded of a film. I mean, let me take a look at this. Rotten Tomatoes critic score 96, audience 94, Letterboxd 3.9.
Oh yeah.
This is a beloved film. Everyone
Mhm.
fucking loved this thing, okay? And a 65% drop because you put it the week before Barbenheimer? Get the hell out of here, Paramount. Find the door and walk directly into oncoming traffic. Okay, Mr. Paramount date picker, screwing me over in the draft points. Come on, come on.
Yeah, this I think is the season's biggest casualty of war. Like,
Yeah.
if this summer's theme is like
Crime
friendly
jammed?
fire,
Yeah,
like friendly fire,
yeah,
this is the like you're the best friend, like the cool side character that you like really loved, and
yeah,
you're like, and he like dies early on, and you're like, oh, I
Yeah.
love that guy.
yeah.
Because
Really.
it had the potential.
It
It
did.
absolutely did, and it was a great idea to pick this. And though all things considered, even though we are considering it a disappointment,
Mm-hmm.
it is certainly not a failure of a pick. We've been talking about a lot of movies here that are eking towards that 40-point range, but
Mhm.
you're nearing 50
Yeah.
with this, which is
Mhm.
around what a lot of these summer movies are getting, to be honest.
Yeah. Thank you. We're having some cat problems right now, but that's okay. We're gonna forge ahead.
Cat
We're gonna forge
problems.
ahead
I'll
into.
just note for the record what I was mentioning is that Sound of Freedom beat it. in its
Oh
second week.
yes, yeah, in its second week.
Yeah, and well,
That-
actually, I think it'd be interesting to talk about that because that is really the only like money making movie this summer that none of us had. I mean, I guess
Yeah.
other than like Insidious, but we had no way of knowing about
Who-
Sound of Freedom.
Yeah, who
But if
would
we
have
did,
drafted
Can you
that?
fucking imagine? Oh,
Mhm.
Tanner, before the next draft, can you calculate how many points someone would have gotten if they'd chosen Sound of
Yeah,
Freedom?
yeah. I can actually do that if I get a little downtime right now.
Well, I
Um,
have something to say about Sound of Freedom.
Okay, talk
If
to me
I
about
may.
Sound of Freedom. Yeah.
I don't really feel the need to reiterate the narrative of Sound of Freedom. People understand how this movie made money. Conservative groups came, they grifted onto it, and started just throwing ticket sales at it.
Mhm.
But what I'm heartened about when it comes to Sound of Freedom is that this is not a sustainable or I even think a replicable success.
Mm.
I think the thing about Sound of Freedom and why it's so profitable is the movie was done, right?
Yeah.
I'd be very curious to know how much Angel Studios had to pay to get this thing
Yeah.
out of the fucking Disney trash pile. But they pulled a finished movie that had been canned, and then
Yeah.
they just artificially inflated the numbers. It's not a sustainable model. So this Sound
No,
of Freedom,
yeah.
Sound of Freedom was a disaster. But I think that for all of the loonies who are like, we've done it, we have our foothold in Hollywood. I just simply don't think that this could happen again. I just don't
Yeah.
think it could.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
No, it is
Okay.
interesting. I think the fact that it was finished is the most interesting element of
Yeah.
it. Is
Yeah.
that no one was sure what they were going to do with this film, and I have not heard of many stories where this sort of thing happens. So it does end up feeling like an anomaly in that regard. Of like, how
Yeah.
many times do studios finish movies and not know what to do with them, not release them? That can't
Mhm.
happen particularly often. Oh yeah,
Batgirl.
Sam Beck- well, yeah, that was also an anomaly. That's a very specific story.
Yeah.
I also speaking of Batgirl and similar scenarios, I was
Uh-huh.
hearing someone who was saying that they were watching Blue Beetle and they're like, they should have canceled this as well.
Yeah. Yeah. Just well, because I think was Blue Beetle was also intended for
Yes,
HBO Max or
It was
Max,
Right,
Max
Max.
original.
One to
Yeah.
watch.
the one
One
to
to
watch.
watch.
Let's talk about the two to watch as we
Two to
round out
watch.
the top the new movies here. These are our Fast X and Little Mermaid, but performing much better points
Much better.
wise.
Yeah.
Oppenheimer and Barbie. We'll start with Oppenheimer on Team O.
Mm-hmm. Now this was my first pick. I picked this number
was.
one. Maybe I should have picked Barbie because I I haven't seen Oppenheimer yet, and thus am hurting my own team. But
Did you see Barbie?
I did see Barbie, so I'm
Okay,
playing.
oh,
I'm
cool.
batting for the
Hmm.
enemy right now. Oppenheimer's doing okay, 48.6 points. You know, well, Tanner, give me the
Yeah,
numbers. I want to hear
Those
the
are
numbers
numbers?
about.
I,
Yeah.
I want to give you a little context of we are 1 week into this movie being out and it has not gotten its awards chances yet. So you cannot be disappointed that it's at the 48 point area
Mhm.
when every other movie we talk about has been out for like a month and most of them aren't even close to that.
Well, I
Yeah.
am comparing it to Barbie because they do seem to be very similar, but I know that Oppenheimer has
Sure.
performed a little worse at the box office than Barbie, but
A lot worse, but
I-
not still success.
It was
Yes.
never, but but the
never-
important part is it was never going to, and it's
Yeah,
and Oppenheimer outperformed even the tracking as of days before release.
Yeah. So, Timo, you asked for the numbers.
Trying to
Here's the
gas you up,
numbers for
buddy.
you.
give me the numbers.
Budget $100 million.
Boom!
Crazy.
I loved it. I loved it.
Crazy.
How the fuck? What the?
How does he do
Yeah.
it?
He,
He's calling in favors for all these famous
Yeah,
actors.
he's
like,
calling up
"Hey,
Richard
can you-"
IMAX and being like, "Hey, can you
Well,
lend me 8 of
apparently-
your cameras and I'll break them and I won't have to pay?"
apparently, I'm gonna chalk it up to efficiency. Because I think from Cillian Murphy and Emily Blunt as well, they said like, yeah, we were just fucking go go go.
I
on,
thought
on
they shot
set,
for.
basically.
How long did they say they shot for? Not
I don't
very
know. I
long.
don't-
It was
yeah.
a 2-month shoot, maybe even less. Like, hell, I've worked on my own projects that took a lot longer than that to shoot.
But
so-
Christopher Nolan like was just very efficient with this shoot. It seems like so
he
helped
seems
that
like
budget
the
stay under
ki-
control.
He seems like the type of guy to be like very controlling on set.
Domestic so far, and this is ticking up every single day. 141 million.
57 days of filming, by the way.
Okay,
So about
so
2
yeah,
months.
about 2 months. Yeah.
Mhm. It's not a lot for a feature.
Worldwide 253. So
Oh,
it
yeah.
has doubled its budget, is well on its way to tripling it.
In 1 week.
On critics,
Mhm.
and actually, sadly, it never had, might never have a week at number one because it's just paired with Barbie.
I won't have enough weekend number.
Will not have a week at number one, sadly. We
I don't know. It's IMAX, right? So what if
Yeah.
Barbie trickles out of theaters and IMAX
Yeah.
stays the IMAX programming is a lot longer
True.
than regular films. It seems.
IMAX theaters are also sold out weeks in advance for Oppenheimer.
I
That's
can't
true.
get a ticket in Central Texas to go see Oppenheimer in either like a laser IMAX or drive an hour to go see it in 70 millimeter. Gotta wait.
So sad.
sad.
And we don't know the second week drop yet because we are in its second weekend right now. So we'll have to wait and see on that. But on Rotten Tomatoes, it has an 94 from critics, a 92 from the audience, and a 4.4 on Letterboxd.
Holy
Very
shit, that's
high.
so good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, that's like obviously it's top 250 because we talked about that earlier,
Yeah.
but like that's about as good as you can hope for.
Yeah.
It got very good reviews from from critics. I
From
think,
Backlog Banter.
yep, you guys liked
Mhm.
it. I want to go see it. I can't wait to go see it.
Yeah.
You're
So-
spiritually contributing.
Mhm.
And-
You're gonna be so oppy-pilled when you see this movie,
Timo,
Timo.
let me tell you,
Bomb
you are a lucky duck because in the Discord, join the Discord link in the description. We were talking about the potential awards nominations for this film. You are going to be swimming in awards points, my
We got
friend.
a lot of nominations.
Just Best Picture nominations across the board. Because I'll say right now, we're looking at 4 awards bodies for
Mhm,
our
mhm.
draft awards points. We're looking at the Academy Awards, the Oscars, of course. We're looking at the Critics' Choice of America Awards. We are looking at the Golden Globes, and we are looking at the
MTV
BAFTAs.
Awards.
And the MTV Movie Awards, of course.
Nickelodeon Teen Choice.
Yeah. Oppenheimer is a front runner for MTV's Best Kiss. So, but no, I mean, you're going to get Best Picture nominations across the board. You're probably going to get Director nominations across the board, Actor nominations across the board,
Mhm.
Supporting Actor, Supporting Actress, Production Design, Cinematography, Editing, Score, Sound.
Now, yeah.
Yeah.
It's
Damn.
basically impossible for you to not pick up both supporting actor and actress nominations of all the bodies, just given how many supporting performances there are in Oppenheimer.
Yeah.
So do you guys think this could be a 100-point movie?
Oh,
Absolutely.
easily.
Yes.
Yeah,
With
definitely.
all those, easily.
And also the fact that we're only 1 week into its theatrical money making run.
Yeah,
Mhm.
it's halfway there already. Yeah, I don't know.
So-
Unless it
Crazy
falls like
stuff.
95%
Yeah.
this weekend, which it could always happen. Haunted
So
Mansion is coming out this
I'll
weekend.
just have to say it's a ticking time bomb.
That's true. It's true. Okay.
To an explosion of points.
Yeah.
All right. Well,
A
let's.
nuclear
Oppenheimer. Oppenheimer had the atom bomb, but it is again still juxtaposed by the hydrogen bomb that is Barbie.
The Tsar Bomba.
Yeah. Okay. Barbie.
This is what Benny Safdie was talking about.
Exactly. He was talking about this. Barbie on Tucker's team. Money, money, money. Tucker, would you like to read off the point total so far and then hear the numbers?
Yeah, I actually don't even know how to really find those.
Oh, that's okay. I'll read it for you. It's
just,
okay.
I don't.
65.5 so far.
Oh,
you
the
know.
total. Oh, sorry, I could have
Yeah.
found the total. My bad.
That's okay. That's okay.
65.5 points.
Okay. The info. Herein lies. $145 million budget. Cost more than Oppenheimer, surprisingly. But not to worry because it has made $578 million
Jesus.
worldwide so far. So it has already tripled its budget. We are a week into its release. An 89 from critics, an 86 on Rotten Tomato, or 89 from critics, 86 from audiences, and a 4.2 on Letterboxd. Same deal with Oppenheimer. We're still in second week, so we don't know the drop or how many weeks it will have at number one. Presumably
A
2,
couple.
3, maybe 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10,
And
12, 15, 20,
Summer of Barbie.
52 is my guess. 52.
52. Okay.
One year of number one.
Yeah. Tucker, just gloat for a little bit. It's your
Well,
time.
I honestly don't know if I really deserve to gloat here
Okay.
because I think I mentioned this to you a couple days ago. I was not sure about this.
Yeah.
I was picking it up to sort of counteract myself because I explicitly didn't pick it when we were doing our draft with our friends, and I'm like,
Yes.
I'll cover my bases.
Yeah.
I was pretty skeptical on Barbie's success before, and which is why I didn't pick it initially. But for this, I was like, look, I'll have it on one of my teams, so if it flops, I can say I knew, and if it wins, I can say I knew.
Uh-huh.
But the truth of the matter is that I didn't know. And over the last few months, we've had multiple conversations of me saying, like, yeah, I think it might just kind of be like a film Twitter thing. Like,
Yeah.
you know, people are really hyping it up, but like, I just wasn't feeling it. And I also thought there was a potential that it wouldn't be good. But then it was good. And then it wasn't just film Twitter. And then everyone saw it.
Yeah.
And all of our parents know about this movie and what it means, and
then it's good. And then it's gonna make $1 billion by next weekend, probably.
And I gotta say, I'm feeling pretty good. I'm feeling pretty good about that offhanded choice. I was like, fine. I guess people are saying it's gonna do well, and then they were right, and I was wrong. But now I'm right.
Yeah.
So-
But now you win.
Yeah, this is how I win.
This is how Tucker wins. Do we think? Okay, so Mario had a total of like $1.3 billion.
Mhm.
yeah.
And remind me, it took a while for it to hit $1 billion, right?
It didn't take that long. It was like 3 weeks.
Well, because there was the race. The race was on for Mario. Is it going to
Yeah.
be in the top 10 fastest to hit $1 billion? And
Yeah.
I think it missed it by a little bit because
Oh,
Mario.
popcorn behind you.
It's raining. It's rain.
Oh,
it's,
sure.
okay.
Oh,
You-
man.
you're gonna have to denoise this, and I just checked. It's fucking enormously loud here.
That's
But
okay.
it was, I think, a little under 2 weeks for Mario to do $1 billion.
Wow,
if I
that's
remember.
really quick.
Yeah. Okay. I thought for some reason I thought it took longer, but no. Yeah, it was very, very quick. And it will be very, very quick for Barbie as well. Largely domestically, that as well for
Yeah.
Barbie's billion, the Barbillion.
Which is actually
Um,
interesting considering a lot of the biggest money makers worldwide this year have been heavily,
Exactly.
if not skewed more towards making money internationally. Movies like Rise of the Beast and Fast X are successful in the way that they are and making as many points as they are, not because of the domestic market. Both
And
those movies-
Elemental, for that matter.
Yeah.
That's a great point.
Yeah.
But not because
Got
of
a
the domestic
correction.
market.
Oh, correction.
Got a correction. It took Mario 26 days to make $1 billion.
See, that's what I'm talking about. And Barbie's gonna do it in half that time.
Yeah. Or a little under that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Crazy.
Yeah. Wild stuff. It's an evil world we live in, where I didn't pick Barbie first again for whatever reason. But I'm just heartened, Tucker. You and I are really Barbie brothers because I got it in our friend draft, so I share in the success. I feel I
yeah.
share in.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
That rounds it out.
That rounds it out. So what I wanted to do
Yep.
also is just
I was just got
take a
something to
look.
say.
Oh, go for it, Abram.
Because I just have one other thing I want to do, Tanner.
Okay.
Because these videos are fun because they're time capsules in part.
Yeah.
Mhm.
I would like to just make. I want to ask you the same
I
question.
think there's other stuff that we should talk about in this video too, about box office and Hollywood, because this like shit's changing, if I may.
Oh yes, things are changing. Yeah, we got some other things to address.
I'm just curious, Tanner, as another man of Warner Brothers films in your ranks.
Yeah.
Oh, I got a Warner
How
Brothers
you-
film too. $1 billion
You got a
Warner
Warner
Brothers film.
Yeah.
Well, looking at the horizon, Tanner, do you think that Warner Brothers is delaying their slate? We're gonna have it on video here with your thoughts.
Okay.
If you want a second to think, the president, is he the president of IMAX, the chairman of IMAX,
Yes.
the keeper of the
Captain
IMAX
IMAX.
kingdom,
Uh-huh.
Captain IMAX, said that
Richard
in his
IMAX.
opinion, Richard IMAX said that in his opinion, Dune Part 2 is not going to get delayed, and
Yeah.
that Dune Part 2 basically has a monopoly on the IMAX screens for 5 to 6 weeks.
Yes, I did hear that that he came out and said that. On the
Mhm.
other hand, though, weeks ago, I think on the day of Barbenheimer, actually Thursday night was when that first Variety piece was published about
Yes.
how they were considering delaying Aquaman Color Purple Dune.
On
Yes, it
account
was.
of the
we were at
strikes.
Canes when I found that out.
Exactly. On account of on account of the writer's strike on top of the actor's strike.
Mm-hmm.
And I think a subsequent piece came out and said that Warner Brothers is very interested in having their star-studded cast promote Dune Part 2. That's what
Mm.
and we are ticking by the months for that to happen.
And as it
apparently
stands
it-
right now, they cannot do that.
Yeah,
And
exactly.
Timothy is fucking playing basketball with Adam Sandler right now.
He's in the
already on
off-season.
press tour. Yeah.
Hey Warner Brothers, though, I do have. There's a simple solution to all of this.
Mhm.
You just
What is that,
agree.
Cyrus?
You just agree to the actors' demands. They can promote the movie. You pay the peons
a
more
solution.
money, and then you make a shit ton
Yeah.
of money with this. You just give in to this. You end the strike. You end the strike. That's what you do. They're not going to do that.
sorry.
But no,
Hell will
insiders
freeze over before that happens.
insiders have indicated apparently that this strike will probably continue into October at the very earliest. And that's cutting
Maybe-
it close for Dune.
Maybe even I'm of the mind that it's going to go for the rest of the year.
Yeah.
And that it will fundamentally we'll have a very different draft off next year because it's going to be slim pickings in that they're not going
Yes.
to. I think that the studios are very against giving in. They had
Mhm.
they were saying horrible stuff earlier about the strikers, and they continue to do nasty things on the picket lines, which is usual, and we expect that.
Mhm.
But the money-making urges of Warner Brothers, Disney, Amazon, Netflix is too great for them to let this strike, for them to give in so soon. After a
Yeah.
couple months, I think they're gonna. They have the power right now with these hot movies. The hot movie summer has filled their coffers up to like chill for a bit. They can they got many of the studios have had successful movies this summer and made a lot of money, so they could probably be fine for a year. But the actors are also very desperate, and so they will probably struggle and suffer for a year, but withstand the same amount of time nonetheless.
Yeah.
Let's just be
but
clear,
to answer
because
your go ahead.
just
Abram.
because I'm a big fan of how disgusting film is reported on this whole thing, Dune Part 2 is going to be getting delayed because of Warner Brothers' lack of willingness to pay the actors fairly. Let's not have there
Yes.
be any doubt about where any of us stand on this whole situation.
Right.
Yeah.
I want Dune Part 2 more than anything in life.
Mhm.
However, I'm also in complete solidarity with the strikes, as we
Yes.
all are.
And the easiest solution for everyone involved, people who want to see Dune Part 2 as early as possible, and people who want to be paid fairly, and people who want people to be paid fairly, is, again, for the studios to just do that, actually.
They can.
And they do. And they can, and they...
No, they don't. No, they don't. They do not.
Well, I'm
do
sorry, I was going to say, I
They
didn't mean to
should.
say they do.
that.
I did not. They do not.
They
That's
do
the
not.
issue.
They can and they don't.
They can and they don't. is what I meant to
Exactly.
say. But where was I? Okay, Abram, to answer your initial question,
Yes.
yes, I think they will. I think they will delay their slate. Sony just delayed their entire slate.
A huge amount.
And at the very least, Abram, you're going to be looking down the barrel of an Aquaman delay, knowing the production woes of that film on top of the strikes.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah,
Surprised
I
that
think
Blue Beetle hasn't been delayed, but also they don't. I'm sorry, but it just does not have a star-studded cast to worry about.
No.
And it's probably done.
I'll tell you, the star of Blue Beetle had a fucking awesome freestyle on one of the morning radio stations the other day.
Oh, hello.
I'll just put that out there.
All right, nice.
Yeah.
But anyway,
This is before strike.
Okay.
yeah, this is all tied into what I was going to actually address next, which is looking down the line of what do we have left? How do we feel about the movies that are yet to arrive and yet to give us points?
Yeah.
Those being, Abram, you sort of already addressed your thoughts on Dune Part 2, which is a question mark on your team. You don't know how many points that's going to make you. Anything else to say on the Dune Part 2 front for you, Abram?
I think that if Dune Part 2 hits, it's going to be enormous. Now, it's interesting because Dune was majorly kneecapped by its day and date release. I mean, I was unable to get to the theater regularly when Dune Part came out, so I was like, okay, no worries, I can watch Dune right here. Now I'm gonna move hell on earth to find an IMAX screening of Dune Part 2, whatever it takes.
IMAX or IMAX?
I actually can get to an actual IMAX theater.
Oh, okay, good.
You lucky bastard.
L for you. I can actually get to a real IMAX theater. But no, I think that Dune Part 2 could, because Dune Part 2 has all of the hot stars in it.
Yeah.
Because you not only have the cast of Part 1, but now you're throwing in Austin Butler, you're throwing in Florence Pugh. You've got
Routh.
Get Christopher Walken on Hot Ones or something.
I'd like to see that.
If Dune Part 2 hits, then I'm gonna make a bold call here.
Dune
Part 2 will be the third highest point scoring film.
Wow. Yeah,
That's
I
my
mean,
opinion.
especially if we're looking at awards
Kind of believe
as well.
you. Kind of believe you.
Yeah.
Okay.
Behind what? Barbie and Oppenheimer?
Mario.
Barbie.
How many points does Mario have?
Oh, sure. I thought you meant
112.
like by the end of the thing with adding.
Abram, Mario has 112 points.
Yeah, I think that Dune
Okay,
I think Dune's a triple digit, easy triple digits for Dune.
Okay.
Yeah.
Quick thoughts. Also, Abram, because Abram, I think you are the one with the least amount of movies out as well. So that's contributing to your low point value.
Yes. 2 movies out.
Yeah, 2 movies. Quick thoughts on Wonka.
The people saying that looks bad or corny, and Wonka's gonna do great.
I think the trailer looks pretty good. I like the trailer. I
I
was
just don't
kind
like
of
Timothy,
surprised by
so-
what it was gonna. I didn't really. It's like an origin story.
Yeah.
Flip the
Of
public
course
response to that
it
trailer
is.
and reverse it, Tanner, because that movie is gonna do great at the box office and with the audience.
Okay. Abram, quick thoughts on The Boy and the Heron. Have you heard a lot about this? Have you been keeping up with this at all?
Have been. I know people who saw it in Japan, so it was awesome.
Wow.
Oh wow.
It did amazingly in Japan, didn't it?
Yes.
Yeah.
So
And that's one where I actually looked it up on Box Office Mojo, and they don't have any data for it, so that's why I didn't include it here. But it has technically released in its domestic market,
Yeah.
and that's a question of like, do we want to count Japan for the domestic total or the U.S. for the domestic total? We'll figure it out in due time.
Yeah.
Anyway, Abram, you already gave your thoughts on anything else you want to say about Aquaman?
I am getting worried.
Yeah, I would be worried too.
Also unfortunate because you've used your drop.
Yes.
And that's the interesting thing about these delays. And that's something that we didn't foresee
No,
coming. And
absolutely
now
not.
we might have a discussion to be like, okay, because of strikes and delays delaying way more movies than we initially anticipated or thought
strikes,
possible.
greed, and acts of God.
Maybe we'll do another drop, but at the moment, you're fucked.
Yes. I think in preparation for this,
at the moment, you're screwed.
in contingency for this, I think it's only fair that if you picked a movie that had a date on the release calendar and then it got moved out of 2023, you get a free new pickup. I think that's only fair.
Well, there's none
Because
of those yet.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Not yet. Because the only risk was for awards films that did not have release dates. One of which we're going to ask next for Abram, which is Saltburn, which actually just got a release date for December 1st this year.
The concern was that it wasn't going to get a date for this year because, as you were saying to me, Tanner, it was looking a little hairy there for a minute. But we got the date.
Yep.
I think it's going to do very well.
Yeah, as an Amazon Studios film as well. So despite theaters, it'll be on Amazon Prime, so it will come out, but to some extent. All right. I'll go quickly through the ones that I have yet to earn points for me. Namely, up top is my first pick, which is Killers of the Flower Moon. I'm still feeling very good about this. As the awards race starts to ramp up, people are still like, gotta make room for Killers of the Flower Moon in all of these categories.
Almost right.
It's getting a theatrical release. I don't actually know the budget of Killers of the Flower Moon. Hopefully Marty was smart like Christopher and kept that budget under control, but we'll have to wait and see. But I don't think I'm going to be looking at actually, I don't know. Even despite its length, 3 hours, Oppenheimer's 3 hours long.
Irishman cost 159 million.
Irishman had to spend a lot of money on CGI.
That's true.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna say, I would not be too surprised if it had a $100 million budget.
No, yeah, I'm expecting over $100 million.
Yeah,
is what I'll say. But yeah, I'm not exactly banking on box office numbers, but if it does get those, I'll be happy naturally. Yeah. What else? Oh, Hunger Games. Still feeling about the same. About even though I don't know, it might get delayed. Universal. I think that's Universal. We'll see. Color Purple is part of that Warner Brothers might be delayed numbers. Movies. Nervous there. And FNAF. I don't think FNAF's getting delayed, fellas. I don't think FNAF's getting delayed.
They don't care about the stars promoting it. It's going to make money in the season it releases in. Frankly, it might even be helped by the fact that other things are going to be delayed out of its window, potentially.
Well, speaking of, Saw X moved back a whole month because of it shared a release date with Five Nights at Freddy's. So it is... The people in the industry, the date pickers in the industry, are afraid of Five Nights at Freddy's.
Those little crumbsticles.
Yes, they fear Freddy Fazbear.
I think that Chica will scab and do promo for the film.
You think so? Okay. Yeah. All right. Tucker, I'll turn to you here real quick because you have 3 movies, the last 3 picks of yours that are yet to release. Quick thoughts on The Exorcist Believer. Trailer.
It has a trailer, and the trailer is fine. But I've also heard people reacting negatively to the trailer.
Yes.
Being like, really? What are you doing here?
Test screenings are apparently also not very good, according to people on Twitter.
Yeah, well, that's not helpful. But I do still believe this is going to be a totally decent, non-offensive pick to have, because I'm sure it's budgeted incredibly responsibly. And I think regardless of initial response, it's going to have a big pop when it first comes out. It might die off quickly, but that's actually pretty common for horror movies. They have the horror drop is in the 60s and 70s usually, and that's just what you expect. So I still expect this to be fine. Like I'm not excited about it, but I'm not worried either, to be honest.
Yeah.
I'm worried that I might not like it. But for the purposes of this draft, it doesn't matter whether we like the movie.
No, I really hate The Flash. Let's be clear on that point. Tucker, quick thoughts on Poor Things. Just got delayed out of September into December. December 8th is the date for that now. Yeah.
I've seen the trailer for it, and that shit looks goofier than a motherfucker. Like I am so shocked that they're letting him do this. But I'm so down for it, and unlike me not being worried about not liking Exorcist, I am confident that I will like this. But I'm just not. Frankly, I'm not particularly confident that it's gonna. I don't think it's gonna do well at the box office, and I'm not even that confident it's gonna do super well at the award stuff. But it's one of those kind of like Asteroid City for Team O. I want to have this on my team. I'm a big Yorgos Lanthimos fan, and Poor Things looks very fun. So at least I'll have been able to say I was in this movie's camp.
Yeah.
Since way before it came out.
True. I wouldn't worry too much about the release date push either. I think it's largely because they decided to premiere this thing at the Venice Film Festival. So, and that happens in September.
And also, we're very far out from that.
Yeah.
And it's also a small movie, so the release date's like not even like super important.
Right.
Yeah.
And Tucker, quick thoughts on Wish. How you feeling?
Nothing's changed. Nothing. I mean, nothing has changed, right?
True. No.
Yeah. We'll see.
Okay.
But also, it's gonna be $1 billion picture. Hey, our video made a lot of views.
That's true. You only have one movie that left that has not released, Timo, and that is coming out in 2 days, and that is Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles: Mutant Mayhem.
Yeah, I'm excited. We've got, I think, a good chance that this one puts in 40, 45, maybe 50 points, which I think I'll be happy if it gets a 45 or above. Yeah, we'll see if I have.
Reviews are very good.
I heard so. I heard that it got like pretty much the thumbs up. It got like the
Mhm.
thumbs up reviews where they're like,
The unanimous thumbs up.
like it's not blow your mind like anything, but it is a new, fresh look. This IP that we haven't really seen much from recently.
Mhm.
Yeah, I'm feeling good about it. I hope I have time to go see it. That's the big
96
thing.
on RT with 46 reviews.
That's thumbs up.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's thumbs up.
That's a hearty thumbs up. Okay, we're rounding it out. We're wrapping it up here. Next time we come back will be mid to late September. We will be post film festivals. I was keeping up with the film festival lineup announcements that were happening. Mainly TIFF and Venice have a lot of big hitters premiering there for award stuff. So we'll be drafting from those for award season movies. A second round of drafting, just a mini round, kind of.
3 more films, right?
3 or 4. I think. Well, I think it's 4 is what we said, but
Okay.
we can adjust. We can adjust as
I
necessary.
mean,
You will
if
know.
it is fantasy,
Uh-huh.
you are supposed to field 11 players on the gridiron, right?
Okay.
Right?
That
Yeah,
sounds
no,
right to me.
7 and 4. That's what it was.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it was 7 and 4. Okay. What else? I had other things to do to wrap this thing up.
Yeah, you were gonna say the big secret, Tanner, that you
Big
talked to me about.
secret. Okay. And this won't happen now because we're running out of time. But I would like we're gonna do a big episode next time. We're gonna do new draft. We're gonna do updates for anything that came out since then, and I would like to institute trades into the BLB draft off. I'd like to institute trades. We'll hash out the rules of that, and we'll recap that at the beginning of the next episode. But I think I'd like to do that. I think it'll be fun. So we got a big time stuff coming up.
Big time.
Big
time
boys.
stuff.
Big time big boys.
Yep.
Yes. Thank you so much for following us on this draft off journey. We'll see you guys next time when we are after the film festivals and we are looking down the barrel of the award season. Exciting stuff. See you then.